Hey everybody, Derek here from Right to Fitness, and I am coming to you with yet another fit tip under 10. Today's topic is all about our top 3 picks for the best types of exercise to burn fat. So without further ado, let's go. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get this thing underway. Fit tips under 10, our top 3 types of exercise for burning fat, brought to you, of course, by Right to Fitness. So one of the biggest things that I get asked, hey Derek, what's the best way to lose weight and trim body fat? Of course, there are a million things that come into play, right? The most important of which, and I know we're talking about exercise, is your nutrition. I know that we've all heard before, you can't outrun or outtrain a bad diet. It's 100% true. However, our focus today is specifically on the types of exercises you should be engaging in to lose the most body fat or have the most effect on trimming that body fat and toning your body. So the quick answer is any activity that you enjoy and that you can sustainably do regularly long term. Because at the end of the day, if you hate what you're doing, you're going to quit. You're not going to do it long enough. So you need to find something that works for you, that you really, really enjoy, whatever the case may be, whatever you choose from this list, or even if you don't choose anything from this list. As long as you're moving and you're getting some type of activity in, you're golden. But I know you're all looking for some more detailed information, so let's get into it. But before we move forward with our picks, I need you to understand why we picked them. This begins with understanding what it takes to lose just 1 pound of fat. For 1 pound of fat to maintain on your body, it is the equivalent of 3,500 calories. That's how many calories it takes to maintain that 1 pound of fat and even 1 pound of muscle as well. So to burn 1 pound of fat, you'll need to perform a daily exercise that allows you to burn at least 500 calories per day. Because if you perform this exercise to meet the 500 calories burned requirement each day, and you do that for 7 days, then by the end of the week, you should have burned enough calories to rid yourself of 1 pound of fat in theory. Of course, the disclaimer is this does not take into account your diet, nutrition, or calories consumed on a daily basis, because if you're overeating or even undereating, that is outside of what is required of you, that's going to be beneficial to you with your nutritional requirements, then the exercise doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're burning 500 calories a day from exercise if you're overeating 600, right? It doesn't matter because then that does not put you in a deficit to lose that weight. So you always have to remember that the exercise comes secondary to the nutrition, always. But we can get you on the right track with your weight loss and toning and trimming and definition needs, as long as we get you pointed in the right direction for the right types of exercise. So how did we pick our top 3? We based it on 3 requirements: overall calories burned, overall benefits to the body and to your life and to your health, and EPOC, which stands for excess post-oxygen consumption. Basically what this is the process of returning your heart rate and temperature back to normal. The higher this is, the more calories you burn long after your workout is completed. So basically, if you get this EPOC up and you do some sort of exercise that allows your body to get into this state, even at rest, long after your workout is completed, you'll still be burning calories to help you burn off that body fat. So number 3, we're gonna begin at the bottom of the barrel. Not saying this is a bad form of exercise, just in terms of calories burned, overall benefits, and EPOC, it falls into our number 3 category: steady state cardio. So jogging, running, cycling, spin class, anything like that. That's what this is going to fall into with the steady state cardio. Going on long walks, hikes. Typically in 1 hour, you'll burn between 300 to 500 calories depending on intensity, which is pretty good. Jogging burns 398. Running at a 6-minute mile burns 557. And that's in an hour, everybody. So make sure you understand you got to stay in this state for an hour to get the total amount of calories that's shown here. Cycling 398, and spin class, which is covered up by my face, that's going to burn 483 calories in an hour depending on intensity. Here are the benefits of steady state cardio. Benefit number one, it's a decent calories burned per hour. You can get a decent amount of calories burned if you keep that intensity up. It increases your cardiovascular fitness, which is great for overall health and your heart and your lungs. And it's great, like I said, for overall health. It's just a great thing to do. It releases dopamine. It releases all types of feel-good chemicals to get your body moving. It gets the blood flowing and gets you active. The downsides, however, are it must be performed at a steady pace for long periods of time. It does not build or tone muscle efficiently because you're not really working those muscles or having a progressive overload to build a toned body. If nutrition needs are not met, so if you're not watching your calories or the types of foods that are going into your body, muscle catabolism can happen. So what happens there is that you lose muscle tone because if you're not fueling your body properly, the body's going to look for a form of energy as you're burning these calories. A lot of times what we see with long distance runners, with people that walk all the time, do endless amounts of cardio, and they're not eating the right amount of food, and they're not actually strength training their body, the body will actually start eating the muscle away, and you're left with that soft feeling. And that's not what a lot of people are going for. So that's something to take into consideration if cardio is your only exercise of choice. It can also be tough on the joints, and longevity becomes an issue over time if nutrition isn't met, if you're not taking care of your body and you're not strength training your body. It can have detrimental effects on your overall body and health and the feel of your body and strength of your body. The EPOC is very little due to such a low intensity activity, and that's just because it's very steady state throughout. There's no fluctuations in your heart rate, your energy. There's no fluctuations in any of that. So the EPOC is very little, and the overall rating that we give just doing steady state cardio is 5 out of 10. So not bad. It's going to burn some calories, but there are better things to do, like you'll see here. Number 2, this is a very popular form of exercise these days because it can be done very quickly. There's lots of classes that you can take for this, and you can do it with just your body weight from the comfort of your own home. That is HIIT training, which stands for high intensity interval training. So the calories burned per 30 minutes, like I said, it can be done in a short amount of time because think of HIIT training as a sprint. You're not going to do a sprint for a full hour. They're going to be short bouts of exercise in a short amount of time. You can burn about 200 to 300 depending on intensity in just 30 minutes, which is awesome. So if you look at it in the overall grand scheme of things, in an hour, you can burn between 400 to 600, but it's not recommended. I certainly don't recommend a full hour of high intensity interval training unless there are frequent breaks in that hour. So what a lot of people do is they'll do a 30-minute HIIT workout in the morning, and they'll do a 30-minute HIIT workout in the afternoon. And overall in the day, they've burned the max amount of calories and they've preserved their body. It's a lot safer. So the benefits for HIIT training, there's a bunch of them. Cardiovascular fitness improvements are high in a short amount of time. Studies have shown that 30 minutes of HIIT training can provide the same benefits as 60 minutes of steady state cardio. It's a great calorie burn in a short amount of time, and you can build some muscular strength, endurance, and toning if weights are used and progressed. And what I mean by that is that if you're using weights and you're progressing and increasing the amount of weights that you're using, your body will adapt to that and you'll be able to build more lean toned muscle, which is how you carve out that look that most women are aiming for. It needs to be used. Weights need to be used. That's where toning comes from, to build more muscle, stripping off the body fat to show off that hard work and dedication that you put into building that muscle. The downsides to HIIT training are intensity must be kept high to see higher caloric burn, right? Beginners have a hard time hitting this caloric burn because their cardiovascular endurance and their muscular endurance is not there yet. So as you progress and you get stronger, you become more fit, you're going to be able to keep that intensity up higher. So one of the downsides is in order to see the highest amount of caloric burn, you have to keep the intensity very, very high, and that takes time to build up to. There is minimal toning and lean muscle building, but that can be improved through progressive overload of weight. So including weights to actually target and build some muscle throughout these HIIT workouts. If nutrition needs are not met, muscle catabolism can happen. So that same thing is regular cardio. If you're not meeting your nutrition goals, if you're not eating the appropriate amount of foods that your body needs to build low tone muscle and to preserve and maintain the muscle that you have, that can happen. You can be left with the soft feeling that a lot of people that do long distance cardio get if they're not eating properly. And overall improvements in weight loss, body composition, and muscle strength and toning can slow if progression is not made over time. This is what we see with a lot of people that go to HIIT classes, beach body workouts, Orange Theory, whatever the case may be, even Peloton workouts. If progression is not made, if you're not progressing in weight, if you're not progressing in intensity, if you're not progressing in overall occurrence of these workouts, hitting a wall happens. And that's where the results start to slow, weight loss starts to slow, and that comes with not meeting the nutrition needs as well. And that can happen with a lot of people. And simply just tweaking things or adding in our number one pick, which I'm going to go over next, adding in our number one pick of progressive overload with weightlifting, that can encourage more fat loss, more muscle toning, more results coming your way. All right. So for HIIT training, the EPOC is very good because you're working at a high intensity rate. So after that workout is completed, even when you're cooling down, even when your heart rate is coming down, you're still burning a ton of calories after that workout, which is great. So our overall rating for just doing HIIT training, not a combination of everything, is a 7 out of 10. So very, very good. And last but not least, we have progressive resistance training, right? So this is weightlifting, getting into a strength training program. And as you can see on the screen, we have J-Lo lifting some weights, and we have Jessica Biel. Two bodies that I get all the time from our ladies. They want to look like J-Lo. They want to look like Jessica Biel. They want to look like Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Garner, all of these women that are weightlifting on a regular basis. They're toning their body. They're building lean muscle. And that's when they are able to get the most caloric burn. So in a 60-minute weightlifting session, you can burn between 400 to 600 calories. And of course, that depends on intensity and your experience and how much muscle you have on your body as well. So some of the benefits, and there's a lot of them, especially for women, for progressive resistance training. First of all, it's a great overall caloric burn in a 60-minute session. It improves body composition by focusing on building lean muscle and toning. So this is the key to get that body that you want to show off. That body that so many women, they aspire to be, like we saw with Jessica Biel and J-Lo and Jennifer Aniston. These ladies are lifting. If you want to lift, if you want to get that body, we got to make sure we put on some lean tone muscle. It increases metabolism by building lean muscle. So the more muscle you put on your body, the higher your metabolism grows. And it doesn't matter what age you are, ladies. You can build your metabolism at any age. One of the most common reasons for a drop in metabolism is because there's a drop in muscle definition and there's a drop in muscle toning, because most women, they are fearful of, I guess I shouldn't say most women, a lot of women that we deal with, they are fearful of putting on too much muscle. They don't want to look like a man. And I can tell you, unless there's something hormonally out of sorts, you will never be able to put on the amount of muscle that a man does. So you don't have to worry about that. Any muscle you put on is going to give you that nice, lean, toned look that you are working for. All right. And it's going to increase that metabolism, which means more calories burned at rest. It strengthens your ligaments, tendons, and improves bone density, especially important. This is especially important for women due to higher risk of osteoporosis, which is a high risk in women. So increasing that bone density by weightlifting, that's going to decrease that risk of osteoporosis. It will improve mental health in women. So you're going to feel stronger, more powerful, capable. And who doesn't feel good when they look at themselves in the mirror and they're like, all right, girl, this is looking good. Feel good. My clothes are fitting better. I feel strong, capable, and I'm getting tons of compliments. It's going to improve your mental health. It improves cardiovascular fitness simultaneously. So decreasing rest times, lifting heavy weights, it's going to work that cardiovascular system. You're going to get a little bit of a cardiovascular endurance, which is awesome. It provides an excellent epoch just because you're building muscle, you're going through high intensity bouts of reps and sets, and then at the end of that workout, you're going to have a much longer caloric burn because that epoch is very, very high. It builds the overall toned, slim, and sexy look that most women are looking for. The downsides, though, is you're going to have some experience. And that can come from working with a certified professional, a personal trainer, somebody that's going to be able to show you how to perform these exercises correctly and safely, and also how to put together a workout for yourself that is efficient. So that's going to take some education. It's going to take some experience, but there's lots of people out there. I think I know one company that might help. I think their name is Right to Fitness. We can help you out with all of that to teach you exactly how to put together workouts for yourself. So the epoch for progressive resistance training is excellent. It keeps that caloric burn going long after the workout ends. And our overall rating is 9 out of 10 if you're just doing progressive resistance training by itself for weight loss, fat loss, and muscle building and toning. So the winner is progressive resistance training, of course, but our pro tip is combining a resistance training program with either steady state cardio and or HIIT training will get you even more benefits. Because as always, the best way to trim down those pesky inches is making your nutrition first priority over anything else. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're burning 500 calories, if you're overeating 600 or undereating for that matter. They can both go ways. Having a proper nutrition plan to work and fuel your workouts is the best approach. But to wrap this all up, what I'm suggesting to you, as always, to find something you enjoy. My best tip to you all is to make sure you incorporate at least 3 days of resistance training into your workouts. Add in some steady state cardio if that's what you enjoy doing, or add in some HIIT training on top of that. Because if you combine weightlifting with one of those cardio, HIIT training or steady state cardio, you're going to combine those two caloric burns. So if you go an hour of weightlifting or even 45 minutes of weightlifting and you burn 400 calories, and you do a 30-minute HIIT training and you burn another 400 calories, you've now burned 800 calories in the day. And then on top of adding in a nutrition plan to help you out fuel those workouts, you're going to set yourself up for success, ladies. All right, ladies, that's it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the presentation and it gave you some great insight. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.